First down for the Sentinels. Curtis inside the 20. Near the goal line, he stepped out of bounds, back outside the 5. Oh, the quick wheels of Emory Curtis.
He's got 4.6, 4.7 speed. He wants to gain 1,000 yards this year, wants to get recognized by a college in this, his senior season. His hobbies all involve getting ready for football, weightlifting, and running.
Emory Curtis taking it down to the 6-yard line. And Belmont on the doorstep with 7:57 left in the opening quarter. 6-0, the Sheiks leading, but that lead very much in jeopardy. Timeout called by Belmont. Dave, tonight's an interesting night in many respects. These teams are starting early in the year, a week prior to the rest of the city section. It's also an evening where they're paying tribute to Martin Guerrero, who suffered a head injury last year in a Frosh soft game and nearly lost his life. A miraculous recovery. We're going to have a story about him. We'll talk to that issue with Tom Duncan, our reporter, in between the first and second quarter. And they paid a nice tribute to the young man today who's seemingly healthy and has made a miraculous recovery.
Before the game, they presented him with jersey number 44. That's the number he would have worn this year had he played on the team. They have a tremendous turnout tonight, too. A lot of the students at Belmont came out, a lot of the faculty coming out to honor this young man who won such a courageous fight.
To the fans in attendance. And as Dave alluded to, a large throng on hand. Belmont is optimistic about this season. They think they're pretty good. Returning 6 defensive starters, although they were burned on that first series by the Sheiks.
They have a very experienced team coming back, and although they were 4-6, they feel they're much improved this season.
First and goal. Curtis tries the middle, pounds inside the 5-yard line.
We're going to hear a lot of the same names on defense for Hollywood as offense, but one name we won't hear on offense, Sarkis Karapetyan, in the middle of that Hollywood defense, and that time Belmont was unable to push him out of the way. He's the nose guard. He clogs things up for the Sheiks.
Yeah, he was over 300 pounds. He's shed some weight down to 255 pounds, but he is a run stuffer in the middle. Second down and goal. The ball resting at the 3-yard line. Hollywood by 6-0. But the Sentinels have an opportunity here. They muffed up the handoff, that snap.
Yeah, Cole didn't get a clean exchange, and that is going to be spotted right at the 3, the original line of scrimmage.
That's going to cost him a down. It'll be third down and goal. Those are the kind of early mistakes you're going to see at this stage. You see that Crowell immediately jumped back on that ball. Could never hand it off.
Of course, these teams are starting a week earlier than most of the teams in the city section, and they've had that fewer times to practice. They're trying to make improvement every day. They're taking little baby steps, in Robert Levy's words. They're just trying to get better on the execution. That time it cost them, but still a chance to score.
Third down and goal. Estrada's the fullback. Emory Curtis remains in as the I-back. Play fake. Crowell's going to run with the football. Breaks a tackle. Takes it in for a touchdown. Charles Crowell, nice effort. When he first turned upfield, didn't look like he'd make it, but he broke the tackle and went in standing.
Belmont taking advantage of the short field. A nice play fake by Crowell, then back the other way, and he has got a clear path to the end zone.
Ties it at 6 apiece. 6:41 left in the first quarter. Belmont will line up for the PAT. Irving Valencia out of the hold of Francisco Fernandez. And Valencia has given Belmont a 7-6 lead. Well, each team's had the football, and they've marched for a touchdown. At least Belmont marched. It was the big play for Hollywood.
Offensive fireworks from both squads. The kicking game so often playing a big part in high school football. Belmont able to capitalize on the extra point. So Hollywood behind, but only by a point, 7-6. And for an opening game of the season, we're settling into a good one.
Well, we had a Frosh sophomore game earlier today, won by Belmont 27-26. That game went back and forth. was a young man who played for Hollywood, Jesse Rivers, who was magnificent.
Remember that name, Jesse Rivers? He has big-time skills. He's only a sophomore, but we're going to see big things out of him in the future for the Hollywood varsity.
Oh, Hollywood will get it back once again, down a point. It was 40-0 last year when these teams played. But this is a different Hollywood football team. The biggest question mark for the Sheiks is going to be depth and how long they can hang around, because they don't have numbers. Line drive kick. Pikes lets it go by him and roll into the end zone, and Hollywood will begin from its 20. Good look at Kevin Pikes. Senior, fast, very talented. Maybe the hardest hitter on the team on defense is Kevin Pikes. And when you're short on numbers, you're playing both sides of the ball.
One thing Hollywood has tried to do is make sure that the kids that are in uniform are those that are committed to playing, to working hard, to showing up at practice. So they've got a rather small roster, but they've got kids that are motivated to play.
Watching Martin Kim at warm-ups throw the football. This is a fairly decent delivery. Keep in mind, he was a linebacker for the last 3 years. And uncharted waters for Martin Kim as the QB.
Kim is a tough kid. He's got great poise.
Walton and Hollywood will continue to pound the football in the wing tee offense. When you run the wing tee, you're trying to deceive the defense. Elusive running backs and deception is the order of the day.
And Martin Kim hasn't had that many snaps. He's not that used to handling the ball. We talked about his toughness, though. He played 5 games when he was a 9th grader with a fractured wrist until his mom found out about it and made him get off the field. But this kid wants to be in the game. He's just going to get better and better. It was always his dream to play quarterback, but he's never really had the opportunity.
Well, he does now. Hollywood in the very competitive Sunset 6 League, where North Hollywood is the favorite this year with the great Marlon Lucky, the top running back in the state of California. Pikes in trouble, having to reverse his field, looking to pick up a block. Nice effort by Pikes down that sideline. What an effort by Pikes. Estrada finally chased him down, but Kevin Pikes turned a loss into substantial yardage.
Hollywood capitalizing on the big play. That time, Alvaro Castillo on the right side, number 56, had a chance to throw him for a loss. He was set alone on the right side. Pikes got away from him, and once he got outside, there was absolutely no contain as he went all the way up the sidelines.
After 2, like the effort of number 12 coming across the field. Watch Jonathan Estrada knock away one potential block and take down the ball carrier. That would have been a touchdown. That was the middle linebacker doing a terrific job chasing down Pikes.
Estrada led the team in tackles last year. You saw why. He didn't give up on the play. He came back. He went right through a blocker and saved a touchdown.
Big old substitution infraction on the Sheiks. 5:37 left in the first quarter. And Belmont is leading 7-6. Hollywood 0-10 last year. Belmont 4-6. Martin Kim, leader on this football team. Some confusion, and Hollywood's going to call a timeout.
That's okay. Early in the game, early in the season, call timeout, talk it over, get it right. They don't want to have mistakes that are going to lead to turnovers. One of the problems Hollywood faced last year with that limited roster is they got down early, big, in a lot of games. And once you're down like that, when you don't have the depth, it's very hard to come back. So they're going to talk this one over and see if they can drive it in. They've used up a good chunk of the clock now in the first quarter, and they're trying to hope to get the lead.
Well, Jeff Trezevant has met almost all his goals here. Not only did they get the lead, even though they're trailing out, but they got a great jump start. They've been able to move the chains. They've gotten some first downs. They've been productive offensively. The big question mark, can they stop Belmont when Belmont has the football? But that is still yet to be determined.
And how long can they do this? They've got 3.5 quarters left to play, so there's a long way to go. And Coach Trezevant really wants to see if his team has the endurance to hang in the game.
1st and 15 after that penalty and then the ensuing timeout. Kim looking to throw the football. That one's incomplete. Wanted to throw it to Clarence Walton. It was well covered. Joe Patini, the strong safety, was over there. And it's 2nd and 15.
Hollywood's going to mix it up. You might think that they would run the ball a lot with an inexperienced quarterback there, but they don't want the offensive